Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, every weekday morning on your drive time, 8 a.m., and live every weekday morning, 9 a.m. on my YouTube TV channel, home to the Asian Oprah, all 1,547 podcast shows and playlists, my red carpet celeb playlist, flashing piece with all kinds of people, Pierce Brosnan, latest one, Gladys Knight, she flash piece at me from center stage. I was just delighted, and thanks to her, it kind of went viral. We're almost at 1 million views on my Instagram now. I'm 500,000 on the YouTube TV channel. Thank you, Gladys Knight, very much. People love you. 98% of the people, 99% of the people love you. And then there's a 1% that thinks that you should retire. And I got it straight from the mouth of the one and only Carol Connor, who I was just delighted to spend some time this weekend at the Palm Springs Film Festival. And I asked her specifically what to say to people who say that Gladys Knight should retire. And she said she doesn't want to retire. So if you want to see that video, that is the newest full celeb interview from the red carpet in my celebrity interview playlist. And let's see. I already just launched into breakfast, what I'm grateful for, but welcome. This is a show that's been going on for 715 consecutive weeks now. Thanks to you. I don't talk about the headlines. So if you've tuned in to talk or what's going on in the world, you can get it everywhere else. Why don't I talk about the headlines? Why don't I talk about politics or religion? Why don't I talk about the K word, Kardashian talk, or all H. Hilton, whatever it is? The reason why I purposely have not done that for over 13 years is because I absolutely want you to feel amazing and not catch a case of the 4 A's. Most, if not all, headlines will give you angry, aggravated, anxious, and afraid. And I don't want any of those 4 A's to be part of your life as much as possible, because life is good. Life does not suck. Life is, your birthright is to be happy 88% of the time. And that's why I do this show. That's why I continue to do it. And thanks for joining me this morning. We start every show with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich for breakfast, top of the bun, things that we're grateful for outside of ourselves, bottom of the bun, things that we're grateful for inside of ourselves, otherwise known as appreciation. So let's start. I already gave you what I'm grateful for. Between now 4.6 million impressions on my YouTube TV channel. I'm grateful for driving safely all the way back from Vegas on, was it Saturday? And then Sunday turning around, Friday and then Saturday driving safely to Palm Springs and back. I am grateful that I got to see Earth, Wind, and Fire for New Year's Eve. I'm grateful that I got to see David Longoria meet his beautiful wife, Letitia, and go with them to the after party at the Palm Springs Film Festival to interview and you know, I'm just so fortunate. I don't know if I want to say lucky anymore. Lucky implies that you have nothing to do with it. And I will say that I have a discipline, hashtag discipline, a good life habit of looking and focusing on best case scenario. And when I do, guess what? What things happen? What are the chances of that? And I meet great people. I become friends with great people. And Carol Connors is my latest friend who was on the show. She's not only nominated with David and Kathy Garver, who I also got to see at the film festival. They're all nominated for a Grammy. So excited, and I'm wiggling my fingers. I've got a good feeling about their audiobook, Elvis, Rocky, and Me. Carol Connors is also, now the film was international release at the Palm Springs Film Festival, and I've got a great feeling about it. If you have a chance or can request watching it, it is truly a beautiful, incredible true story. And those of you who missed my interview with her, please do go free subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me the finger, this one, not the other one. And it's a free subscribe, so you can listen and just revel. You know, I saw the pictures of her, you know, in the tabloids, Elvis's latest girlfriend, and you know, that whole relationship she had with him, and the song that she wrote the day that he died, that sat in the piano bench for 38 years, and she actually performed it at the film festival. So I'm grateful that I get to have time with these incredible people. And just in case you don't think you're incredible, all of us, all 8 billion of us around the planet, are one of a kind, wonderful. I hope you discover yours and what you are special at, because everybody is. It doesn't have to be in front of the camera, but that's our birthright. We are all loving, lovable, and loved, and wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. So that's what we talk about here. All right, the bottom of the bun is, what am I great? Oh, top of the bun again. I'm going to do a little commercial. If we have time, I'm going to look her up. She was on Jimmy Fallon's show. She was on Jada Pinkett's Red Tabletop Talk. Her name is Jane Elliott, and she's coming tomorrow. I am so excited. She's coming back tomorrow. I'm sorry. She was actually here before, and incredible educator. She is the original teacher of the brown eye, blue eye experiment in Iowa, in a school, to prove that prejudice and discrimination are not inherited but learned. Now, it looks like it's inherited because if your parents are prejudiced, you may learn that behavior from them, but you're not born with it. So super, super, super important show. I mean, all my shows are important, but tomorrow I'm just so excited to bring her back. And I just called her up. I had her number from before, and I had an inspiration to reach out, and there she was, and she's happy to come back. So that's tomorrow. So your homework is, let me see. Okay, let me go to my YouTube and see if if it's still on there. It's called A Class Divided. Frontline. Yeah, A Class Divided, Brown Eye, Blue Eye Experiment. There it is. The full movie is available.
This is exactly how a bra for women over 50 should be. Made from...
If you see it, it's the first one here.
Fascinated. Grief and frustration.
It's free. So please do. That's your homework tonight. Instead of streaming or you know, looking for something good to watch this. You will be amazed. And then the subject matter, or the person they're talking about, Jane Elliott, is going to be on the show tomorrow. So there you go. I love bringing you incredible people to the show. So tomorrow will no exception. All right. What else? Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do I like about myself? What do I like about myself? The reason why we do this particular exercise is because, I don't know about you, I was raised and told, don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. Who do you think you are? Well-meaning parents, sometimes more mean than well. And it has raised generations, multiple generations, of people who don't like themselves. I'm one of them. It's very common if you grow up not being affirmed that you will have BS belief systems that support that belief that you're not good enough. And so what happens is it develops a whole generation or generations of people who are literally looking with their antenna up for love or likes, literally on social media, from all the wrong places. So if you're looking to see how valuable you are by the number of people, and I know I just spoke about numbers, I'm just glad that the numbers show that people like hope and happiness instead of headlines. And are amazing instead of angry and aggravated. But I would like you to weightlift and practice liking yourself. Perfectionism, which formerly was something that was a good thing in businesses. I know that, I grew up in the, let's work 80 hours a week. Let's, burn the midnight oil. Let's burn the candle at both ends. Those of you who are Gen Z or millennial listening right now, go and use my assistant Google to see what those idioms mean. But it is so important that you not should on yourself at night before you go to bed. I should have done this. I shouldn't have said that. I am my own worst enemy. No one's harder on me than I am. All of those BS belief systems don't work for you. Leaves you exhausted, leaves you angry, leaves you disappointed, leaves you hopeless. And that is a horrible way to live. So by going to bed at night, thinking about, I like that I am inspiring. Carol Connors paid me an ultimate compliment in both of our, goodbye little clip and also in the interview. She said that I was inspiring. And in the old days, I would go, thank you very much. And then inside, my critical voice would say, oh, but people don't really know you. Or, who do you think you are? Don't say that. You're not that great. And that voice will keep us really down and out in life. So instead of that, I want you to think about, if you can't think about what you like about yourself, think about what other people have complimented you. Like, they can't all be wrong. If someone says you're beautiful, own it. Don't be, many women have a difficult time being complimented, right? 99 compliments, you think about that one insult. Women in particular. And by the way, it's Mental Health Matters Mondays, so we're really emphasizing how we can take responsibility for our own mental health, and this is definitely one of them. If you are complimented on your hair, right? Say thank you. Don't say, oh, I didn't even wash it today. Or that's a beautiful outfit. Don't say, and I say this all the time, oh, it's 25 years old, or oh, and you brush off the compliment. Own the compliment. If someone says you're beautiful and it's more than, one person or three people, or, and it's not once in 20 years, you're beautiful, not in maybe everybody's eyes, but you can own that. You can say, I'm beautiful when you fall asleep. I'm smart. I am innovative. I'm creative. I'm caring. I'm loving. I'm funny. I am punny. Both Carol and I share the punny skill. We have a funny bone all over. So own the wonder that you are. And that is how you gain self-esteem. That is how you gain self-worth. Not from other people, but the buck stops right over here. So I gave you 3 or 4 or 5 things that you can appreciate about yourself. Those are all things that I appreciate about myself. And please join me every weekday morning here to have breakfast, because, hey, life is way too short to be unhappy, right? So thanks for joining me for breakfast. I promise if you do this every day with me for 21 consecutive days or 28, however many creates a good habit, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast this morning. And now for the topic of the day. It is complaining inventory. Today you get a buy to complain about anything and everything, and we're going to make this fun. And why are we doing this? Because we're doing the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. And some of you have said it's too hard. I went like 2 hours without complaining, and then I complained. And I realized that, you know, there's going to be some value in getting it all out. So I'm calling this the Publisher's Clearinghouse of Complaints. Again, Gen Z, millennials, Gen Y, all of the youngins who have never heard of that expression, the Publisher's Clearinghouse. You can now go and look it up. It's without giving away. I'm still #ageless, but some of you who are in that either baby boomer, I call myself in the sandwich generation between those. That was something that was on TV a lot. So Publishers Clearinghouse always means to me, we're just going to go clear out something like spring cleaning. So we're going to do a non-spring cleaning and put the moose on the table, which you all know is my Canadian expression of talking about the elephant in the room, and allow you to give, I'm going to complain about my hair in a second, allow you to give me and me to give you a whole set of things that we complain about so we get it out of our system. And I would encourage you to write them down, because you're going to use them to help you understand what you complain about the most. When people are unaware of the things that bother them the most, then they're going to keep complaining about them. And there's so many self-development people out there that say, you know, you got to change your habits. And it's true, because if you don't change your habits, everything's going to be the same, right? New Year's resolutions are going to be done in, I think the average was 6 weeks. You're done because you haven't changed anything in your habits to support whatever that new thing is. Okay? So that's what we're doing today for Monday, Mental Health Monday Matters, is especially for the first half of the show, which is actually, we just passed the first half of the show. I'm going to have to take a quick break for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor before we come back. And then we're going to go through all the things that people complain about. So if you want to have some fun, don't go away. I'll be right back. Chuck Woolery used to say in 2 and 2, I say peace in and peace out. World peace through inner peace. Don't go away. I'll be right back with more of Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KZAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind, home to the Asian Oprah, and number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. AM 1050, FM 106.5 every weekday morning on your drive time at 8 a.m. and then live every weekday morning on my YouTube TV channel, which, if you free subscribe, give me the finger, you will get an alert every weekday morning for this show. And streaming everywhere: iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. So what are we talking about? Complaint inventory. And what do we complain about are usually called pet peeves. So if you have a pet peeve, do you have pets named Peeve? I have a lot of them, and I try not to react to them. They're also known as goats. Who's going to get your goat? How do they get your goat? And or do you have a chip? Do you have a chocolate chip on your shoulder? Do you have things that you are sensitive about, overly sensitive about? Well, those are the things that we usually complain about. So I thought we would have some fun with putting them out as spring cleaning or fall cleaning or publisher's inventory, which is a clean out and inventory all of those things. The reason why I want you to do this is the more aware you are of them, the more likely you will change them. That is the BS belief system from most psychologists. I am a psychologist, not a clinical by choice, but an organizational. I work with companies on things like power, politics, miscommunication, conflict, favoritism, peripherally located egos. Why? Because it's human dynamics at work. And I also, obviously do happiness and more joy, less stress, both at work and at home, because we're all human and we can't just separate personal and professional. We're one person. So all of these things happen at work as well. So what we're trying to do is list all of our things that we complain about so that we can change them. I run the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. Those of you who have already signed up, congratulations, you're on the fast. You can sign up anytime. The logical time usually is the first of the month. And of course, January 1st. But I kind of don't like doing New Year's resolutions because those are usually, they fall off. So we do this all year. You can join any time. Thank you for the finger, this one. And what we're doing today, though, is addressing, some of you have messaged me and said, it's too hard. I can't do it. You know, I go 2 hours not complaining and then it comes out of my mouth. I can't even help it. So we're doing an exercise, like a pre-exercise, to really help you be able to spend less time complaining, because we're going to get super aware of things that we naturally complain at. One of them could be well, my mouth is so dry. Okay, so things that on your body that you don't like about yourself, right? That's something that you can complain about. You can be aware that you complain about that, and you can begin to combat that with appreciating parts of your body. So if you have a habit, and many women do, I alluded to it before the break, of being hard on yourself with respect to your body. My nose is too big. You know, I have my Mongolian nose and high cheekbones, because I'm Chinese with a dash of Mongolian, so don't piss me off. I also have the Pei family nose, which is, you know, in Chinese, actually, a big nose is a sign of good fortune, with big earlobes. I wanted not to have this nose for the longest time, and I thought about having surgery. And then I thought, no, this is part of me, and it's part of my heritage, and it's also part of the Pei family, which I'm very proud of. Some of you who have wondered if my last name, P-E-I, is the same as the architect, it is, and he's my father's cousin. And so I'm proud to be a Chinese with a dash of Mongolian, so I don't want to change my nose or complain about my nose. If you're a person that complains about, oh, I'm so short, or I have a flat chest, or too big of a chest, or, you know, fat ankles or not fat ankles, or I'm too heavy, all of those things that you're complaining about yourself can be wrapped up in a category of love your body, right? So that's your own doing. And if you're in that category, if you're complaining all the time about your body, I would suggest that you begin first thing in the morning with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. I appreciate that my digestive system works really well. Okay, you don't have to tell your digestion system to work. It just naturally does. I appreciate my ability to breathe. Your lungs do that automatically. I appreciate that my legs, whether they are rubbing together or not, they transport me to different places. So you begin, I appreciate my elbows because they help me bend. Thank you for the heart on that one. I appreciate my fingers, even if I normally say I have fat fingers. No, my fingers allow me to pick things up off of the table. I have knobby knees or fat knees or creaky knees or whatever it is. No, I have knees that allow me to bend, sometimes with a lot of crunchy noises, but I can still bend. And so if your complaints are in the category of yourself and your body, there's so many things that you can replace that complaint. Every time you want to complain, catch yourself and say, oh, this is the time to be appreciative of a part of my body that I haven't said thank you to before. All right. So let's move to pet peeves. I personally, I can't stand, or it pisses me off. That's usually a sign that it's a pet peeve, right? Because you're stroking it with, I can't. So drivers who they're not in the accident, but they cause the accident because they zip along, not being concerned about what they're doing to other people. Same with the loud exhaust. It drives me crazy. I love my new place. I love the ocean view. And the corner I'm in, I don't know what it is. I call them drivers who must have very little, because most of them are men. I wouldn't say all, but most of them are men, and they must have very small appendages, if you know what I mean. You know that appendage, right? In the dicky doo? Yeah. Dicky doo is when your tummy stick out more than your dicky doo. That's, yeah. So, but I can get in trouble for that one. But that's part of my comedy routine. But that part of your body must need some compensation, or you don't get enough love at home, because why would you at 3 a.m. find the necessary need to rev up your engines and wake everybody in the neighborhood up? That is definitely a pet peeve that I have to really watch not complaining about. So I'm getting it out on the show. Today is, complaint inventory. I'm not going to penalize myself or you for complaining, but we're getting it out. Another one is, similar to that, is purposefully setting off your car alarm at 4 a.m. to wake everybody up. I don't know if you're pissed off because you have to get up at 4 to go to a job that you hate, but you could do something about that instead of misery loves company. I don't know why people do that, but it's so disrespectful and so unnecessary. That's definitely my biggest pet peeve. Another pet peeve is, people who talk on the phone in a public. It's bad enough you're talking on the phone, but if you have the balls to put it on speaker so everybody hears your entire conversation, what the fork, man? The sound pollution. In some countries they have a law against that. Kind of wish we would. But then we'd be overrun with ticket givers. So I think that's it. Is that it? Those are the main things. So if you're around me, if you wanna push buy buttons, those are things you can do. So you've heard it here. I'm working on those, because I'll tell you something about getting rid of that. Here's the solution part to that. If you can, as much as you can, not notice things that push your buttons, or get your goat, or drive you crazy. If you can resist the urge to talk about them. That's why I do the 21-day fast from complaining, is because if you don't complain about it, it's less likely to be noticeable. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the true law of attraction, where what you notice will grow bigger. And another great example, Abraham Hicks, there was a woman that talked about, it drives me crazy to see people spit. And the more that it drives me crazy, the more I'm going to notice people spitting. And this is the weird law of attraction that is just like the law of gravity. It's not personal. Nobody's doing that on purpose to drive you crazy. But if you look at something, it will, and focus on it, you'll notice more of those things. So the good news is, if you notice more that's happy making instead of piss offedness making, then those things you'll notice more. So I love, and we'll balance everything out right now, I love the sight of kids, babies smiling and cooing and laughing. I love the sound of laughter. I love the cuteness of dogs. I love the just things that are heartwarming to me. And the more I notice them, I love the sight of birds flying in formation. I love the way the sunlight shimmers on buildings. I love the beautiful motion of the ocean, and I love the sight of fish, pufferfish swimming. I love the way that dolphins surface, and I say make a wish on those. I love seeing synchronous numbers. And, you know, the more I talk about them, the more, not only the more likely I am to see it, I'll see it all day now because I'm talking about it and I'm setting my mind in motion. I'm putting on a set of mental glasses to notice those things. And the more that I love things, the more things that I love come into my realm, come into my focus, come into my vision, okay? This is the law of attraction. This is why we're doing the complaint inventory, because I guarantee you, the more something pisses you off, the more you'll focus on it, the more you'll talk about it, the more you will draw it into your presence. And so we do this inventory to say the last time we complain about this particular thing, what I just did, that is going to be the last time I complain about the exhaust, the alarms going off, the revving of engines, the cutoff drivers. And what happens is, and it's a discipline, it doesn't happen like a switch, the more I can let it go. So I'm going to notice I'm not dead, right? If I'm dead, I won't notice it, but I'm alive. I'm going to notice it. But when I notice it, right, and I don't talk about it, and I don't focus on it, and I don't stomp my feet on it, and I take a breath, and I release it, I don't say I need to talk to City Hall about it. I need to form a neighborhood watch around it. I need to da-da-da-da-da-da-da, because that's what happens. If I do that, I get immersed in it, right? If I start the watch on it, then I'm going to be bombarded with examples of it and, 100 people who are going to join the movement to fight against it. Guess what happens? It gets bigger. That's why the war on drugs doesn't work. That's why the war on obesity doesn't work. That's why the war against exhaust doesn't work. Because the more we pay attention to it, the bigger it grows. So it's the art of neglect that we're talking about. Some of you may have difficulty. No, we have to fight against it. Honestly, if you show me how any of that has ever worked, okay, we'll entertain it. But it's never worked and it's not gonna, because it goes against the law of attraction. And the law of attraction, like I said, it's like gravity. It works whether you believe it or not. The more you notice something, the more it will be shown to you. In psychology, it's called the Pygmalion effect. It's just one of those things. So, how do we stop complaining about something? How do we manage a 21-day fast from complaining? We notice it, and then we focus on something else. So, we notice it, and I'm going to add the breath in through the nose. Okay, so, boom. You know what's cool? Haven't heard one the entire show. And there's usually at least 5, okay? So I got it out, right? I got mad about it. I released it. And now if it happens, I go, and then I breathe. And I release the sound of the annoying, not so annoying exhaust. And then I go, oh, isn't that beautiful? And I don't even focus on ears. I see something that I like, and I fixed my love thing that fell and broke, and I'm grateful for crazy glue because it fixed it. So now I've focused my attention on something completely different. If I do this over and over, it becomes a habit of not paying attention to something, and then I can move to something else. Okay? So that's pet peeves, right? Now we're going to move into something called, okay, so the first category was things that we complain about ourselves. And we did that inventory, our bodies, right? The easiest thing to complain about, different parts of our body. 2, pet peeves, things other people do to drive you crazy. And these are, you have an audience, you have a lot of people who would agree with you on those things. The third category, and the most personal category of pet peeves, are things that people will push your buttons that are personal to you. So it's usually about you. It's about your personality. It's about your tendencies. Johari's window. I keep forgetting to find that slide that I use in my motivational speaking. But those of you who have never seen a Johari's window, it's a square. You divide it into 4, and it talks about your blind spot. So every person has what you know about yourself and what you don't know about yourself. And on this indices, what others know about you and what others don't know about you. And the intersection of the box, what you don't know about you and others know about you, is called a blind spot. So for example, I'll say some of my clients, my executive coaching clients will say, "I'm not angry." Or, "I'm a very animated person." Okay, so you're not real clued in to yourself. That's called a blind spot. And those are the things that sometimes people will give you. I'll do a button pusher right now, and they'll say, you're so racist." What are you talking about? I'm not racist. I have black friends. I eat Chinese food. I'm not a racist. And guess what? You may not be aware that you're a racist, but you kind of just said 2 things that could be taken as racist comments. So blind spots are button pushers that you may want to pay attention to. So here we are talking about a category of complaining in our complaint inventory that are personal. So how do we not complain about things or people who point out things about us that we don't like or don't think are true? Okay, so this is a big one because it has a lot to do also with, people don't like talking about political correctness. People don't like talking about, people's impression of you, all of those very sensitive topics. So all I will say is, and this is how I coach with my leaders who are very sensitive when I say, some people have said when I do a 360-degree feedback and they want to improve, but they don't want to necessarily hear something that is sensitive about themselves. I always say at the beginning of the session, if there's something that I discover that may be impacting people negatively that you're not aware of, do you want me to tell you? That helps them be more receptive because I'll remind them, remember you asked for it. But these are unintentional things. And the way that I coach is you don't have to know how you are impacting other people, but do you want to have a more positive impact on others than you're having right now? Do you want to know how you can widen your sphere of positive influence? And most people will say yes. I mean, how to win friends and influence people, isn't that based on, do you want to have a larger group of people see you positively than not? I don't know many people who would rather have, just this very narrow band of inspiring when they could have a wider band of influence in an inspiring way. So the choice is yours, though, right? That is, the bottom line is, if you want to be more effective with a larger group of people, you may want you're gonna hear some things about yourself that you may not want to hear, right? And the triggers and what people complain about specific to this is that expression, "How dare you? You don't know me. You don't know who I am." And it's like, yeah, it's true, but I do know what you're projecting, right? If that's not who you are, then prove it. Show me that you are caring. Show me that you are open-minded. Show me that you're balanced. Because what you're saying and how you're coming off on people doesn't say that. Drop the weight. That was a moose drop. That was my Canadian version of mic drop and talking about the elephant in the room. It is so common to complain about how people don't understand you. But let's look at ourselves for a second. This is Advanced Graduate School for Mental Health Matters. If you want to have that positive impact, then you may want to look at how your intent matches your impact. A lot of us want to have be likable, right? I always tell people you're lovable, loving, and loved, but are you liked, likable, and liking? Because that's a big difference. Lovable, you are. That's your birthright. Likable, you can work at. And if you find yourself people are turned off, you believe people are turned off by you, then you may want to look at what you're doing and saying and how you are acting that may be part of your blind spots and pushing people away. So this is, again, advanced. This is Advanced Mental Health Matters. This is, the buck stops right over here. We can constantly say, I haven't found, and I'm going to turn myself in on this one. If you're dating a lot and you're not finding a relationship that is working for you, is what part of you, is there a part of you that is continuing to contribute to, I just haven't met the one, right? There is no the one, by the way. You can have more than one, and you can have long and short chapters of the one. Okay, that's my BS. But there has to be an understanding, and I'm talking to myself, that what you're doing, if it's not working, then it's up to you to make that change. So I know one of the things I have to change is making time. I have consistently, I'll swipe when I have time to swipe, which is not really conducive to having a relationship, because it does require that kind of commitment and work. So if you're complaining about, I'm lonely, I am so lonely, or there's not one for me, then I would say, like me, I'm talking to myself, I have to change my habits, right? And then I will stop complaining about being alone, which I think I don't want, and that's part of it. These are things that we can do about ourselves. So that's the third pet peeve, what I'm complaining about category. If you're complaining about the way you're running around in the world, then the buck stops right over here. So we can stop complaining about the things that we can control about ourselves that are leading to people stepping on your toes or pushing your buttons or nibbling off the chocolate chip on your shoulder. That's my version. All right. So hopefully, so I don't know if people have complained about you're too busy. Yeah, they have. So those things that I get complaining about when people say you're too busy or you're too, I'm fortunate. I have very little things that I'm not aware of or that I haven't changed. So let's see. I think I've exhausted that particular topic. All right. So in summary, our topic today has been a complaint inventory. I have complained about all the things that drive me nuts that are outside of myself, inside of myself, and given you a two-step solution. One is when you feel the desire to complain come up on those categories, you take a breath, you release that complaint, and then you turn your attention to something else that you like. And then you milk the things that you like, because the more you say that you like something, I like this, I like this, I like this, look at that, that's cute, that's wonderful, oh, that makes me feel good, oh, that makes my heart break open with joy, oh, I think that's so funny. The more you say those things and you're attending to those things that you're not complaining about, but you're actually positively affirming, the more those will come to you. That's it. It's very simple, not easy. It will help you on the 21-day fast from complaining, which we're going to go look at now. How do you sign up? You go to my website. Okay, you see this here. You can scroll down. And today, it is Mental Health Matters Monday, so you get an Asian Oprah giveaway today, which is my number one best-selling, national bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are audiobook. So that's that's $20 free that I'm giving you today. And you can, if you want a signed copy, you can get that through the shop as well. Okay, I'll show you that real quick. And it also, so there's the audio book. So $19.95, or just get it free today. Just fill in the email, and there's an autograph copy. And if you get the autograph copy, you also get a free audiobook. It is $28. You can get it cheaper from Amazon, but you will not get the signature. And I've been told that my signature, if I put a date and a place, is actually worth money. So there you go. One day. Hopefully before I die. While I'm at the shop, there's coaching sessions on sale because of the new year. I get happy package. And then here is the 21-day fast from complaining. And you just go and add it to your cart. But let me go back to where it tells you what it actually is. All right, join the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. Are you brave enough to go complaint free? Ready to change your life? And click here to register. Side effects may include more smiling, more compliments, less grumpiness. So join with caution. And that's it. So that's all you have to do is when you register, 21-day fast. I'm asking for $21. And the $21 actually goes to my nonprofit, 8 Ways to Happiness, which helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgotten their birthright to happiness. Once you choose that, then in 21 consecutive days of not complaining, and I will verify with you, with someone that is close to you, just to keep it honest, I will double your money. And yeah, I have not done that because we instituted that part of the fast after they finished the 21-day fast. There's also a Facebook group called 21-Day Fast from Complaining with Dr. Marissa that you can join very easily, and that's on Facebook. Let's see if I can find that. Do we have time? Let's see if I can find it quickly. Okay, my shortcuts, 8 ways. Let's see, search Facebook. 21. There it is. Yay. All right. Share this tab. And there we go. So it's a public group, and I post in it as well. So you can, I'll go ahead and invite some people to the group. And as soon as you are, I'll share this now. I can share it, well, I'll do this later. I haven't gone to the group for a bit, that's why. But what you can do is join, and yeah, that's what I am promoting, and will do so for the near future, because I do believe, it is my BS, my belief system, that the less you complain, the more you will have a happier life, for sure. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's Monday, Mental Health Matters Monday. And we will continue tomorrow with the amazing Jane Elliott, who the homework is to go and watch her YouTube PBS special or her time on Jimmy Fallon. I'm sure that's up in the ethers of accessibility. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world. Peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I will see you tomorrow.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa.